It's just gone 11:15 on BBC Radio Oxford. With me, Adam Ball, it's Friday, and you know what happens on this show on a Friday? It is when I catch up with movie critic Van Connor to talk about some of the new movies that are out this weekend. If you are fed up of trying to figure out what to do with the kids or grandkids, maybe there's something here you might want to go and see over the weekend. Maybe you just want a date night and you're just wondering what to go and see. Well, Van is your man. Good morning, Van Connor. Welcome back to the show.
Good morning, Mr. Boss. Good afternoon. What's wrong with me?
I know, I frequently make that mistake, Van. So then, what have we got to look at today? What have you chosen?
Well, I think they both kind of work as date movies, actually, to be fair. Not so much either one you can take like the kids to in this case. So the first one we're going to talk about is Hitman, which is the new movie from Richard Linklater. You know, gave us the Before Sunrise, Sunset kind of trilogy and Boyhood. He's one of the seminal indie directors. He made Slacker once upon a time as well in the 90s. So this new one has him co-writing the script with his star, Glenn Powell. You remember from Top Gun Maverick and
yes.
Anyone But You know, hunky Glenn Powell, who's going to be doing the Twister sequel this summer. So this is based on the true story of Gary Johnson. And Gary Johnson was a sort of kind of forgettable college professor, kind of a schlubby everyman. So yeah, the casting of Glenn Powell doesn't really work. College professor who has a sideline working for his local police department as the man in the surveillance van in a scheme in which the police impersonate a hitman, get someone to basically hire them for a hit, and then arrest them as soon as they get outside the meeting venue. And one day he has to fill in as the actual hitman. And it turns out he's really, really good at it. And this leads to quite a successful run for him that then starts to go off the rails when he falls for one of his would-be hit clients. So I've got a clip for you. This will set the very wacky, stranger-than-fiction tone for you.
My name is Gary Johnson, and I'm a fake hitman. I realized not everyone fantasized about the same hitman. Every sting operation was a performance.
This is serious. I am in service business.
And each arrest was like a standing ovation.
Okay, Daniel Day.
I had it down to a science.
Sounds lovely.
Until things got, well, complicated.
Madison.
See, I absolutely love the premise of this movie as a standalone, but actually the fact that it's based on a true story, just makes me want to see it even more.
Yeah, they've had to take some liberties. I think the real guy would have been about 20 to 30 years older than Glenn Powell. I think we can just say, without even looking the man up, that I don't think he quite has the sex appeal of Glenn Powell. That just goes without saying, clearly. Also, this is set in the present day, because there's iPhones and things, whereas I think most of these actual events took place in the late 80s and early 90s. But really good time. Really, just sort of like that wacky, stranger than fiction kind of story. Glenn Powell on fine form, just absolutely showing off that movie star charisma. Adria Arjona, who was the love interest in Morbius, as much as we want to forget that Morbius ever existed, she's quite good here. And I have to give a shout out to Retta from Good Girls and Parks and Rec, because she's in there. You could hear her in the clip being hello Daniel Day. She's just bags of fun all the time in everything. It's nice to see her pop up in a new movie as well. There's a bit of a weird release strategy with this one, because this is in select cinemas for 2 weeks, and then it's on Netflix. It actually dropped in select cinemas last week, and it's going to be on Netflix next week. So we're kind of splitting it down the middle, and we're splitting the difference.
Yeah, it is 7th of June if you want to watch Hitman. That's when it will be available on Netflix, but it is only in a handful of cinemas. I think you mentioned to me yesterday when we were speaking, it's mainly around London if you want to go and see it in a cinema, isn't it? So you're probably going to have to wait a little bit for that.
It's that Netflix want awards consideration rule. You see, if you've got Richard Linklater, there's a good chance you're going to get an Oscar nod or two here and there. So why not put it in cinemas for that token fortnight? And then you qualify.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay, on to the next one. And I've actually managed to see most of this. I put it on a bit late, so fell asleep, but not because it was boring. I really enjoyed it. So let's talk about Sting, Van.
Yeah, I'm amazed you could even sleep after watching half of this, to be really honest, because it's a bit creepy. So Sting is a new creature feature from Kia Rouche-Tayler, the Australian director of the Wormwood? I think it was Wormwood series, sort of a Mad Max type franchise, lower tiers, almost direct-to-DVD Mad Max type series. This is about a young girl named Charlotte in a Brooklyn apartment building during one snowy winter, during which a small ping pong ball sized asteroid crashes into the building, and it turns out to contain an egg. And from this egg emerges a small spider that Charlotte adopts and puts in a little glass jar and has a sort of a weird connection where she can whistle and the spider whistles back. The spider also, however, starts to grow at a terrifying rate in a matter of hours. And this coincides with a series of deaths that start to occur throughout the building. I've got a clip for you, and I think this is the clip. I think this is the clip I sent over of the exterminator being brought in to address a dead parrot in the building.
Looks like it tried to have sex with a blender. Whatever did this was small. Attacked from the inside. And this poor tried to squeeze through the bars.
Could it be rats?
Nope. Hell no. Rats don't melt their food before they eat it.
What's with the nail gun?
Protection.
From what?
It's New York, man. Take your pick.
I absolutely really enjoyed the 45-minute to an hour that I've seen of this. Two things. Firstly, the scary part of this was when the spider learns how to undo the lid of the jar, and you can see the lid spinning. It makes me kind of go, oh, hang on a minute, I hope that doesn't happen in real life. Secondly, a spider, and they've called her Charlotte.
No, the little girl is Charlotte.
That's what I mean, yeah, the girl's Charlotte, and the spider, is that done intentionally, do you reckon?
Oh, yeah, a bit on the nose, that one. What do you expect from a guy whose previous body of work includes 3 Mad Max knockoffs? You know what I mean?
So, I really loved this. I don't know what happens at the end. Obviously, you don't give away the end anyway, because that's a bit of a spoiler. But I do think that actually, on paper, it's easy to write this off and go, it's just a big spider movie, it's going to be rubbish. But I thought it was very well done.
Very well done and very nasty.
Yeah,
like the kills in this, like when it finally gets to the stage of like killing people, it's quite brutal. I mean, if you want a nice, tight and tidy 90-minute, for want of a better term, creature feature slasher, then look no further than this. This is a banger. Like, we are inevitably going to get sequels to this. That's like the guy knocked out, I think, 3 or 4 Wormwood movies. So I would not be shocked if we wind up seeing a sequel to this. It's kind of formulaic, but it's a good fun spin of that formulaic dice, like another run around that wheel kind of thing. Casting wise, there's not really any known stars in it. Jermaine Fowler from The Blackening, I think, kind of the biggest name in there. But the design of Sting itself is very cool, and it has one of my favorite openings to a movie in a long time, in which the little asteroid, it literally crashes into a dollhouse. So you get the little spider in regular spider size walking around this dollhouse, kind of prophesizing where the rest of the movie is going to go. Yeah. Really creepy, really cool and effective. I say it's more about nastiness than it is scares. It's not a scary horror film. It's a nasty, violence-related horror movie. Like I say, a creature feature in the truest sense, but like, bags of fun. Check this one out this weekend. I could see this being a really fun time, like on a Saturday night. The pictures go.
I absolutely agree. A perfect date night movie, actually, to just go and sort of, cuddle up to each other watching it in the cinema. And if
more like Klingon.
Klingon. Yeah, good point. If you do want to see Sting this weekend, it's at the Odeon and View in Oxford, Cineworld Didcot and Whitney, and also the View in Bicester. So many options for you if you do want to go and see it. Lovely. Thank you for those, Van. What have we got coming up next week? Anything big on the horizon? I think there is.
Next week, we're going to ride or die, my friend. The bad boys are back. I cannot wait. Pour that in me.
Well, we'll see what you thought about it when we chat. Same time on Friday next week. Thank you, Van. Have a lovely weekend. All right.
Till the next time, good stuff.